Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess and welcome. So today we're going to be talking about crystals, and honestly this is a really exciting topic for me because my crystal collection has really grown. I'm looking at them now and I'm going to show you guys all the crystals that I have, and yeah, it's really amazing some of the things that I've learned that they could do. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you don't believe that crystals contain energy, here's a few things that contain crystals that you use in everyday life. Your computers, calculators, clocks, lasers, and credit cards are just a few things that we use every day that have crystals in them, that are powered by crystals. People in power, they use crystals all the time. That's why you have royalty that has crystals, gems in their crowns and things like that. You know, they know all about crystals. You know, the knowledge is kind of being kept away from us, but that's okay. That's why we have YouTube. I did a poll on Instagram asking people what they thought that I should do a video on first, whether it be kind of my process and how I started a spiritual awakening, and crystals. And a lot of the people, honestly, was 50-50. It ended up being kind of half and half, and I went with the crystals first because I feel like if you didn't automatically go to the poll question that said, it was basically, do you want the video to be about crystals, or do you want the video to be about waking up and learning how to wake up and how to kind of align yourself so that you can start a spiritual awakening, you know? And I figured I might as well go with the crystals video first, because if there's anything that is going to start making you wake up and kind of seeing things a little bit more, it's definitely having crystals in your presence. Most definitely. Let's get into how to pick the right crystals for you. Okay, so there's two ways that you can get your crystals. You can either purchase them online or you can go into a store. My favorite thing to do is go into a rock shop or a crystal store, because I like to feel the energy, and that's one of the best ways to pick the crystal. You can pick up crystal that you feel is pretty because the colors, that's totally fine. You're gonna naturally go to the ones that you're drawn to. Just listen to your intuition. It's never gonna steer you wrong. So you can pick up a crystal when you're in the shop and see what type of feeling that you get from it. And it could be, you know, just a kind of like a warm feeling, like it can warm in your hand, or, you know, just let the crystal sit in your hand for a few seconds and just feel it out, feel the energy. For example, when I hold my black tourmaline, this is one of my favorite ones. When I hold my black tourmaline, sometimes when I'm by myself, I get very like emotional. Like I get happy tears. I don't really know what it is, but it's just like this power, like this very strong energy that I get, and I feel it now. Like my eyes are watering up right now. Like, you see that? That shows you. Like, I'm not an actress. Literally a tear falling right there. This black tourmaline is so so strong, and it's one of my favorite crystals. It is I hold it nearest and dearest to my heart. This is the one that I actually sleep with. I sleep with this under my pillow. I get very good night's sleep. I love this crystal so much. I love you. Okay, anyway, wow, you see? Wow. So you're gonna get a feeling, you know, if it's a negative feeling, if it's something that, if it's like a shock or it gets really hot, like it burns or something, then that's how you know that that crystal is either not for you right now or just not for you at all. Um, but I've actually had, like I told you, the black tourmaline. I love that crystal. My friend, she got the crystal, and when she held it, it was not a good feeling for her. I actually looked up that if you're a very, if you're all of your signs are mostly earth signs, then you probably will not get the best energy from black tourmaline because it might be too grounding for you and you're already an earth sign. So it's just like, so it's pretty interesting. So, you can go into the shop with an idea of, the characteristics that you'd like from a crystal, but just know that it might not be what you get out of it. But it's fine because you're gonna enjoy it, whatever it is. It's just know it's what was meant to be. But if you do get a negative feeling from it, then just know that that one's not for you, or it's not for you right now. What I've learned is that it can mean that it's going to bring too big of a shift in your life that you're not ready for. So it's best to just leave the ones that give you bad vibes alone, just as if you'd leave people that give you bad vibes alone as well. Just listen to your intuition and listen to the energy that it gives you. If you're shopping for crystals online, one, obviously make sure that you read the reviews and that it has a lot of reviews. Get it from a reputable seller. I like to get some from Etsy. That's actually where I got this bracelet. It's a labradorite jersey agate bracelet, and it has a bunch of protective stones. This is my new protection bracelet because my other black tourmaline broke, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Look at the picture of the crystal. Kind of look at it for a little bit, give yourself a few moments, and then ask yourself, is this the right crystal for me? And you'll get the answer. If it's yes, then yes. If it's no, then no. If you're unsure about it, then probably not. Another thing is I've ordered a few crystals from online, and I've trusted my intuition and I haven't gotten any bad feelings. So I think it's more so trusting your intuition and not getting something because someone else has it, or like I said, black tourmaline may work really well for me. It works really well for certain people, but certain people may not. How to cleanse your crystals. So once you get your crystals and you brought them home, you want to make sure that you clean your crystals. Every time you pick up a crystal, you are radiating energy into it. You are giving energy into it. So especially if you got it from a shop, think about every person that picked it up. They gave it a little bit of energy, and you never know what that person was feeling, what that person was thinking. Not everyone is radiating positive energy, so you want to make sure that you cleanse your crystals. And it's very important to make sure that you don't have other people constantly touching your crystals. I don't let people touch them. So you can place crystals around your home, but I'm kind of wary to do it because I really want to place this black tourmaline mushroom. It's a protective stone, getting rid of bad energy and negativity and all of that. And I really want to place this in the dining room or the living room of my house, but I just have a feeling that it's going to attract hands. I have a feeling that people are going to want to touch it, and just having to explain to people that no, don't touch it, and it's just complicated. So I just rather, right now they're just kind of all in spaces where the general public doesn't go in my room. It's very important to make sure that you cleanse them and that you cleanse them often because of that reason. There's different ways that you can clean. My favorite way to clean a crystal, and I feel like the easiest way to do it, is to use some sage or some, I think some people use Palo Santo and all of that. Just know that there are some controversies with using certain sacred things like white sage and things like that. So honestly, I get my sage. I got this from Walmart, and you can see it's just like a sage and botanical smudge bundle. You know, nothing super fancy. I feel like it more so is about the energy that you put behind it. Obviously, you can get something a little more pure, but I think that one will do the trick. It does the trick for me. It's been working. Basically, what you do is you're going to take your sage. You have your sage. I'm going to keep it in here because I have another one that's open somewhere around here. You're going to have your sage. You're going to light it. And you're going to make sure that all the or at least have a few windows and the doors open when you do this, because you're gonna have all that smoke in the air. So you're gonna hold your crystal, and you're gonna hold your sage that's lit, and you're going to put it in a circle like this, and just have the smoke kind of making a circle all around your crystal. And what you're gonna do is envision a white light, or envision your crystal going through, I like to envision it going under like a waterfall, something pretty, you know, some water, running water, and just imagine it being cleaned. And that's what you wanna do. So imagine it being cleaned, and once you see a nice white light, then you're done. You cleanse your crystal. That's not all that you do. After you cleanse your crystals, you want to charge them. Now you can charge them either in the sunlight or in the moonlight. If you're going to do it in the sunlight, it's important to note that you don't want to do it in direct sunlight, because you can fade the crystals. And not only that, but the reflection can also start a fire. So if you have it sitting on your windowsill, you want to make sure that you have keep an eye on it. And like I said, you don't really want it in direct sunlight. You can do moonlight though. Moonlight you don't have to worry about. I feel like moonlight is probably the easiest, because you just can kind of like set it out at night, and then the next day it will be charged and ready to go for you, and you can program it. So that leads me into the next thing, programming. Programming your crystals is one of the most fun things to do. It is where you're going to bond with your crystal the most. Now, every crystal has different characteristics, but it's important to note that you can really use whatever crystal you want for whatever you want. Yes, certain crystals are known to be better for certain things, but that doesn't always mean that it's only good for that thing. All the crystals that are black, the black ones, they're known for protection. The black tourmaline was one that really resonated with me, and I really loved that crystal. When I held it in my hand the first time, and I started crying just like I did now, but the first time it was obviously more because I was by myself, for real, and it was just very, very interesting, and I was completely moved. And after that, I just wanted to get more and more crystals. When you charge your crystals, you want to be very specific with it. Now, I hold my black tourmaline, and I just talk to it. You know, you can just kind of like, I like to pet it. Some people like to kiss it, you know. Some people I'd like to just, you know, just hold it. Just hold it in their palms. Whatever you feel is the best way to interact with your crystal, because crystals don't judge you. They are here to help you. They love you, and you should love them as well, because all they want to do is help you. Like, I don't know any other person that all they want to do is help you. Literally, they're here for you. So, black tourmaline, I like to program it for a good night's sleep. So I say that I want you to forget everything else that you were programmed to do before. And I want you to help me get a good night's sleep every night. Cleanse all negativity and remove any barriers that are in the way for me manifesting anything that I want into my reality. Thank you. I love you. So, something like that, you know, it can be very specific, or it can be, it can be very detailed, or it can be very, short and concise, but you just want to make sure that you're kind of specific. You want to let it know that, I don't know, it's a real thing, you know. So you just want to thank it. You want to make sure that you show them your gratitude, because you know these are living things, that they come from the earth. And you know, just to recap, the steps when you get a crystal are to cleanse it, then charge it, and then program it. And you're going to do that each time that you want to change whatever it is that you want from your crystal. You're going to do that every single time. Okay. Now let me show you all the crystals that I have, and let me share a few little stories that I have from whichever crystals. All right. So this one that I have is this is pyrite on galena, green fluorite. Green fluorite. This one is good for money, and it has other uses as well, but that's what I use it for. I keep it in my office, and you know, it's in my little money circle. This is clear quartz. Clear quartz, you want to have at least one, or honestly, you want as many as you'd like. This is an amplifier, and it also has qualities of its own, but it is an amplifier, and it very much so will take a little piece of amber and magnify it, you know? So it doesn't matter how small a piece is, you can always amplify it even more. Another one that I have, this is citrine again, but this one is on albites. So you see this part right here? That's albites. So this is kind of two crystals in one, same as the pyrite on galena. This one's tiger's eye, and this one is known for money as well. All of these ones that I'm showing you right now are that I keep in my office in here. So I like to just kind of generate financial abundance in here. And this is a little clear quartz triangle that I keep right by my my tiger's eye, and just have it amplifying even more. And the last one that I keep in my office is the labradorite. And I told you earlier, the labradorite, it is a protection stone. So I like to have a protection stone in here while I'm working, because I want to protect my energy. I want to make sure that I'm always radiating the best energy when I'm working, so that I can have the best outcome. Moving on to the crystals that I keep in my bedroom. This black tourmaline mushroom, like I told you before, it is very good for protecting, very good protection stone, and that's what I use it for. I like to make sure that there are no negative vibes, and I definitely feel that ever since I started, I think I got my first crystals in March of this year, March of 2020, and I could definitely feel a difference in my energy, my third eye is opening. You know, I feel like I'm more awake ever since I've been incorporating crystals into my life. This crystal right here is selenite with aragonite. And that is, the aragonite is what you see all around there. And then the selenite is right there in the middle. Selenite is known to be very powerful, and you can charge crystals on selenite. And the aragonite is actually very, very sensitive to touch. It kind of starts chipping off a little bit, so I have to be very careful when I'm holding this, and I don't like to pick it up often because of that. It crumbles. And there are certain crystals that do that, so that's why you don't want to use salt or water for every single crystal. I also have this clear quartz little skull. This is a lapis lazuli tower. Isn't it so beautiful? This one is mahogany obsidian. And this one is a just wand, a rose quartz bracelet. I also have an amethyst little tumble stone. This one is orange calcite. And this one is actually more of like a sulfur based one, and I got it to help me with my acne. I also learned that it's good for money as well. I also have this amber bracelet, this amber necklace. I actually don't care for jewelry that looks like this. I was hoping that I could make it into a bracelet, but it's actually a little too big. So I think that I'm just going to start carrying it around with me. And then this is my pink agate. And this I like to use, I'd like to charge some of my crystals on there. So out of all of my crystals, my absolute favorite is definitely my black tourmaline. It is one that I feel like I'm resonating the most with, at least right now. And I have so many crystals, and I haven't worked with every single one of them. But I do know that there is going to be a time in my life when I start gravitating towards one other than black tourmaline. I know that there's a reason why I got all these other ones. They have all been playing a role into all the things that have been happening in my life. I'm very excited for you watching this video because it means that you're curious about crystals. So it's important to note that if you get any crystal that is a jewelry, that's on jewelry, if it breaks, just know that there's always a reason for it. So if you have, for example, I had a protection stone bracelet and it broke because it was absorbing way too much negative energy that was around me. And then my intuition kept telling me that I needed to resolve a certain situation that I kept letting occur around me. And once I did, I started to feel so much better. But RIP to my black tourmaline bracelet. I will be burying it because that is one of the ways that you can kind of put the crystal back into the earth and discard of the crystal correctly. If you got a crystal from a friend and you guys sever ties, it's really important that you get rid of that crystal because there is some type of link to it and you don't want that negativity. It's just very important to make sure that you pay attention to the signs around you. Even your crystals will give you signs sometimes. And don't leave anything to coincidence. Don't note it to coincidence. Like I said, there's no such thing as coincidence. And beware that once you start getting crystals into your life, you will start waking up a little bit. You will start noticing a few things, and your life may start to change. And I don't know if you're ready for that, but I hope that you are, because it's only for the better. It's only for the good. And if you are watching this video, it's for a reason. The universe brought you here, and it's time. It's time. It is time to start this journey. That's why I made this video before I made the how to wake up video, because if you want to start getting crystals, but you don't know if you want to start waking up, the crystals are going to help you start waking up. It all goes hand in hand. And just know that things always work out the way that they're supposed to. So if you feel like you have some things that you need to resolve, or you have something in your life going on right now that you would really like some help with, look into your nearest crystal shop. Walk right in there and start picking up some crystals and take home whichever ones resonate with you, and you will start seeing a lot of answers. Just make sure that you listen to your intuition, okay? Listen to your soul, because it is trying to glow. And you need to let that soul glow, okay? All right. So I hope that this video was informative. And if you have any questions, please make sure that you comment below. If you're watching, just make sure that you comment. If you like the video, comment. I can't see who all subscribes if your YouTube is private, which is unfortunate, because I would love to see all your beautiful faces, but I can't. So show me some love and let me know that you guys are here and watching, and that you are loving and supporting me. And yes, I will always radiate that energy right back to you. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, wherever you're watching, whatever time you're watching. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.